Good afternoon and welcome to today's vlog, Friday the 29th of August. I hope you're all well, and I think today's been a fascinating day. Right, we're going to get straight on with work. So yesterday afternoon, if you watched the video, I had a decent morning and it went a little bit flat in the afternoon, and I got a phone call from a shipper that I do 2 or 3, probably 4 jobs a month for. And there was a job on the CX which I hadn't bid on because it was still quite early afternoon, but he asked me if I would be able to cover it, and I decided to say yes in the end because it wasn't a lot happening. So I went and picked that up yesterday afternoon, mid-afternoon, from Whittam. That was a large van job going 67 miles to between Bedford and Milton Keynes for delivery at 9 o'clock this morning. So obviously I took that home. And the plan this morning, wife was working from home, so that meant I could have an early start. So I decided to leave home at 5:30, although delivery was 9 until 10 o'clock. I thought it was worth getting there early, so I left at 5:30. Had an interesting choice of routes. I could have gone the most direct route from home, which was about 75 miles, which would have been A12 to junction 25, and then all the way across the A120 to Stansted in the M11, and staying on the 120 to the A10, and then cutting through Biggleswade, I think, and eventually taking me to where I want to be. The 2 other ways I could have gone, one was all the way down the A12 to the M25, all the way around the M25 to the M1 and up the M1. Or I could have gone the other way, which was up the A12 to Copdock, A14, down the A14 and then off at the Bedford turning. And the last 2 ways were about 100 miles, so about 25 miles more. But it was interesting that the sat-nav, both the car one, Google Maps, and my track nav, was saying there was virtually no difference in any of the times. It was literally 10 minutes between all 3. So I chose to go and do the A12, M25, M1 purely because is it less stressful? I think so, rather than going all the way A roads and traffic lights, roundabouts and tractors and whatever else you might come across. But that didn't get off to a great start. As soon as I got on the A12, it told me there was a problem down towards Brentwood. So we cut off at junction 25 and then took the A120 all the way across until we got to the M11, and then went the other way up the M11 and off at junction 13, I think it is, to Bedford. Anyway, it was all fine. It wasn't a drama. And we got there at 8:15. Yeah, 8:15. Got the goods off pretty quickly, 8:30, empty and parked up. Wasn't a lot happening 8:30 in the morning, but I got a job really quickly actually. I got a job probably within the next 10 minutes, and that was from Bedford itself, and it was a wait and return job going to Wellingborough. So it was a large van, and it was 52 loaded miles round trip, and I put a price of £70 on that, and I got it. They rang me straight away. And I was pleased with that. I think if you was just doing a straight job at 52 miles, £70 is decent. And if you're doing a wait and return, as we know, sometimes shippers want you to do the return at half the money. So happy with £70. So got there for 8.50. It's 2 large pallets, which sort of stacked on each other. It's all stuff that had been produced, that was going off to a manufacturer to put it all on their bits. Does that make sense? Probably not. Anyway, we left at 9:05, got there. The whole return trip, I was back in Bedford for 10:55 and empty 11:05. It was just empty crates I needed to bring back. So all very straightforward. And that's when the day became sort of interesting. Whilst I was waiting to be unloaded and loaded in Wellingborough, I had a quick look at the feed, and 119 jobs on it. So it's a busy day. No particular idea why that was. Obviously it's the end of the month. I don't know if there's any religious holidays that would have affected the amount of drivers are out and about, but anyway, the feed was busy. And likewise, when I got back to Bedford and I was now looking for another job, again over 100 jobs on the feed. So you think, good, this is going to be a driver's day. We might be able to get a few quid because people are desperate and looking for vans. You can be a little bit more choosy. I'm not going to run miles and miles and miles when it's busy. I'm prepared to sort of see and sit and wait and see what comes my way. And although it was busy, it didn't seem to affect the prices too much. I bid on a couple of jobs One was from Sandy, 20 minutes from where I was. That was going to Colchester, same postcode as I live. So I was quite interested. That's going to take me home and I can get a good price for it. Why not have an early day? Small van job, 96 miles, and I put a price of £110 on it. So it's basically £1.10 a mile. I don't think that's over the top. I watched a video from Dave, Anvil Logistics, this morning, his weekly one, and he was stating he got £1.10 this morning to take a load from his area, Manchester way, down to the East Midlands. But I didn't get it. The job sold after about 10-15 minutes and then reappeared, and this is what I thought was amusing. It now reappeared saying the job pays £70. Unless it was sort of after lunch, I might entertain 70 quid if it's taken me back to my postcode, but today of all days, no, I think I'll give that one a swerve. There was another job from Bedford, 8 minutes from where I was, going to Rainham in Essex. That would suit me. Small van job again, 81 miles, and I put a price of £100 on that. Didn't get it. So, couldn't have been because of where I was. I was pretty close, 8 minutes away. And again, I don't think the price was too much over the top. Anyway, it didn't happen. There was quite a lot of alcohol jobs 5 minutes from where I was. And they were all good prices on there, to be fair. There was one back to Clacton, which would have been perfect for me, and it was paying about £120, I think it was. But I don't do alcohol jobs. I just don't. I find the handballing is just probably too much for me. It said I think it was 700 kilos of alcohol. I'm too old to be pushing kegs down cellar trapdoors and carrying boxes of wine and spirits and other bits and pieces. And because if something goes wrong with alcohol, if you do drop a box, the cost of replacing it is going to probably exceed what the job's going to be. So I gave them all a wide berth. But anyway, I did finally get another job. It wasn't too long later, it was about 11:40. And that was a job from Milton Keynes. Now, it was 30 minutes away. It was a little bit further than I really would like. But it was going... sorry, I just got sidetracked there. Yeah, going from Milton Keynes, and that was going to Brentwood, Childerditch, which is just below Brentwood on the A127 now. Large van, 67 miles, and I put £90 on that and got that. And that is for a shipper, probably my second biggest supplier of work, I think, to be honest. It's an Essex-based shipper. I do a lot of work for them. They know they get the job done properly. And it was goods to be picked up to go on a trailer going out for export this afternoon, so it sort of had to be there. So they were happy to pay the £90. Arrived on site 12:15, off at 12:35, 2 large pallets, and I arrived at Childerditch at 2:30. It was offloaded 2:35. They literally took it off my van and put it on the guy who was waiting to take it to Eastern Europe. I was going to call it a day there and then. I'm thinking, okay, I've had a fairly decent day and I was feeling a little bit tired, but the feed was still popping off jobs left, right and centre. Had a quick look and there was another little job from Basildon, 10 minutes from where I was, going to Canvey Island. Small van job, 10 miles. And I thought, well, I'll put a price on it and see what happened. Put £50 on it and I got a phone call immediately, literally in 10 seconds. Again, shipper I've done some jobs for in the past, so no issues there. And that was it. I went down there, got there for 3 o'clock, was away by 3:10. That was delivered at, well, they're on site at 3:35, and it was all off by 3:40. So it's now just gone 4 o'clock, and I'm on the A130 now, making my way back home. So 3 jobs today. Yes, the job I delivered this morning, picked up yesterday, I put that on yesterday's figures. So 3 jobs today, one at 70, one at 90, and the last little one there at 50, 210, so over target. And with the 230 for yesterday, that's a good 2 days, and that's the 2 days I've done this week. I hope you've had a busy day today. It certainly looks like it's been busy. Nothing at the weekend as normal. I'm going to have a restful weekend this weekend. I've had a few busy weekends, and I think it's feet up, watch the football this weekend. And we're back on Monday. I have just won a job for Monday. It's only a little one from Colchester going up to Ipswich. My wife needs me some stage on Monday, and I'm not sure if it's late morning or afternoon, so I'm not really quite sure what sort of day I'm going to do on Monday, but I'll certainly pop something out on Monday, even if it's only a very, very quick one. Have a lovely weekend all. Take care. Be safe on the roads, and we'll talk next week. All the best. Cheers, Paul.